Hi, welcome back to the second part of our discussion of the People of Peace POP program. We were exploring in part one our themes as related to a culture of peace, of women in peace building, as well as practicing nonviolence. So for this particular video, let's actually look at how our themes can be explored via the keys to peace. So please feel free to add anything to what you will hear me say. I just gave a point or two for each of the peace keys. We're going to move through 4 of the peace keys for this particular discussion. And in the second week of discussion, we're going to pick up on the rest of the peace keys and discuss some other things related to our themes. So let's take the first peace key of fostering a culture of peace through education. It means developing attitudes and skills for living together in harmony, putting an end to exclusion and oppression by revising the educational curricula to promote qualitative values, attitudes, and behaviors of a culture of peace, including peaceful conflict resolution, dialogue, consensus building, and active nonviolence. What's interesting for me is that nonviolence is already defined within this peace key as active. And that actually points to some of what we talked about in part one, which was a portion of the definition of nonviolence that ACT UP uses, that's from Gandhi, that explains peace as being, as nonviolence as being an active process. Within the description of a culture of peace through education, I can also see a connection with the promoting of values being viewed as something that we are doing actively to nurture our society. And so that connects to women because women are seen in society as nurturers. And so by that logic, it should be intuitive that women are a part of peace building. Would you agree with that? The next peace key is promote sustainable economic and social development. That breaks down to making sure that progress and development are good for everyone and for the environment by reducing economic and social inequalities, by eradicating poverty, and by assuring sustainable food security, social justice, durable solutions to debt problems, empowerment of women, social measures for special groups with special needs, and environmental sustainability. Throughout this particular description, I can see it as an urgency to actively resist poverty and also to contribute to the culture of peace that would fight against it. And so that certainly fits into our theme of practicing nonviolence. I can also see a direct mention of women in regards to empowerment, of which the main voice to carry a culture of peace for empowerment of women should be women. And so to that end, incorporating women as peace builders in building peace is just a logical step as well as a necessity. For the third peace key, it is promoting respect for all human rights. And what that breaks down to is respecting the rights and dignity of each human being. Human rights and a culture of peace are complementary. So wherever war and violence dominate, there is no possibility to ensure human rights. At the same time, without human rights in their dimensions, there can be no culture of peace. So I look at this peace key as it touching on both of our themes in the sense that it recognizes that no peace can happen without the cessation of violence and human rights that respects the dignity of each human being. The fourth peace key is the ensuring equality between women and men. So that actually is defined by ensuring an equal place for women and men in building society through full participation of women in economic, social, and political decision making, eliminating all forms of discrimination and violence against women, support and assist women in need. So this particular peace key obviously addresses women directly in relation to their access to power, decision making, social and economic mobility. And women peace builders then become an extension of empowering women and nonviolence as well, because the nonviolence becomes the tool and it provides the common ground for both men and women peace builders to build upon. I'm curious if you have any examples that incorporate any portions of the culture of peace keys that we have just learned about. It'd be interesting to see your thoughts on that. What I found was a resource called Peace in Action, and they have a running archive of examples of nations around the world using a culture of peace. I have a link for the website. We'll definitely put it on the POP portal so you can have that resource. It's really cool. You should check it out. It goes through different countries. Some examples of countries are the Philippines, Liberia, Colombia, Gambia, Spain and Basque Country, Nepal, India, Peru, Kenya, and a host of others. The publication breaks down the culture of peace by way of activities in categories of like building a culture of peace in schools, as well as student actions that are taken. So let me know what you think about this portion of the discussion. We encourage you to think about some of the things that have been discussed in these two videos and also to share your thoughts, because we're always happy to extend the discussion, whether it be through social media or one-to-one. So the next POP session is set for February 16th at the same time and place that it is for the live discussions, which is POP TV, and it's 1400 GMT, otherwise known as 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in the next discussion, we'll be exploring the remaining peace keys and how they integrate with our themes, as well as discuss more ways that nonviolence is interpreted. See you on the 16th.